Okay, let's jump right into mini section 2. If your project is, if ArcGIS is closed, navigate to your project folder. Okay, make sure everything is synced as we talked about, and then you can just double click on your project file. Okay, so this is where you should be on your layout. Let's head over to our actual map. Now I want you to keep your scale in mind. And we may have already set this. Let me just double check. You could just double click on here to come to properties and set your reference scale to be the same as the scale in your layout, and then your symbology is going to look scale appropriate. All right, let's go to catalog. We want to add together our populated places, okay? So let's open up our folders. And once again, we're going to go to our boundary data, okay? And what we're looking for here is, okay, so I can see that with our small scale boundary data set, we did not get any town or city data. And remember, that was because they wanted to keep this a generalized data set, and it worked perfectly for that. We have great borders here, but we want to add some of the major cities in here. And so before we jump online, let's go to our portal. It's kind of the same thing, okay? Doorway to Adventure. So click on your Living Atlas, and we refer to cities and towns as incorporated places here in the US. So let's just type that in and see what we get. Boom, right up at the top. Okay, so let's put that at the bottom of our stack so we keep this hierarchy. Okay, this is a polygon layer, which is nice. So it's actually going to include the border of each city, the city limits. Okay, it's not just pinpointing where they are. Okay, now this is going to take up the entire United States. Let's hold down Control and tap T to open up that attribute table. And it looks like they have the names. There's a good bit of data in here. Okay, so what we want to do is simply capture the cities that are within our AOI, all right? And so here's what we're going to do. Let's come over to this list by selection tab, okay? And then right click on incorporated places and choose make this the only selectable layer. Okay, now up here, if you don't see this, you can come to edit. Okay, you should see this under map as well. This is your selection. These are your selection tools. Under select, I want you to go down. It's going to default to rectangle, but I want you to go down to lasso. We're going to go Texas, all right? And this is a really cool way of selecting elements on your map, okay? So start up here right around the northeast corner. We're going to go a little bit outside of our boundary, all right? And click once with your left, or click and hold with your left mouse button, and see, you're going to start to make this lasso, and make sure you go all the way around where we want to be, okay? And that certainly will cover our area. So if you jump over to your base, you've got everything you need. Okay, and I'm looking at this border here. That's Texas, Oklahoma. Okay, so I got more than I needed, and that's fine. Okay, this is still a much smaller database than if we did the entire US. Now, if you didn't like the way you did it, you can simply hit clear, okay, and it's not a problem to just lasso again, okay? Okay, so this is like selecting your features using select by attribute or choosing them down in that attribute table. So these fields or these features are selected, and there's 535 of them. And so let's export those right into our geodatabase for our project. So we're going to just choose export features. Okay, now put your I-beam here, and be careful with this. You want to go all the way back to the beginning and delete, well, we could have kept incorporated places because that's what we want to name it. So, well, you know what? Let's give it a better name. Towns underscore cities. Okay, the important thing is that you have the .gdb, that's where it's going, and then the /, okay? And then you can just hit OK. Awesome. Okay, now before we do anything else, come up here, clear your selection. Now go to project, open up your geodatabase, and there you go. Okay, so we're going to drag and drop this over under boundaries. Thank you for your service, Mr. Incorporated Places. You may now take a nap. We will remove him. So let's get a little bit organized here. All right. Let's head back over to our list by drawing order. Okay. And let's symbolize our towns and cities right now. Oh, so I have it on here twice. Let's remove this top one. That's why I didn't see it. Okay. Let's symbolize this towns and cities. And for now, let's all just choose this red health. Okay. Now what I'd like you to do is hold down Shift to select. Oh, we already have these in our boundary. We already made our boundary group. All right. So we're off and running. Now let's head over to our layout and click on towns and cities. And again, you get these super helpful tabs. So let's hit labeling and turn on labeling for these guys. Okay, we've got a lot. Okay, so we're gonna have Happy Town. Okay. I've been through so many of these. I've driven a lot in this great state. All right, so we definitely, are gonna have to leave some of the smaller guys out. I say that, but you know what? We're gonna handle that later. I'm gonna look into how we can preserve as much of these small towns without overwhelming our map. Okay, so for now, that is it on populated places. Hold down Control and tap S. Okay, and then in the next video, which will be brief, we are going to add our highways, and we'll see you in that one.